gonna actually keep this here
because I still wanna.
Oh my gosh, this is hot. Oi, oi, oi.
I've been asking myself, especially this month. By the way, guys, I turned 22 this month. I'm so blessed because I still want to be a child, but we're growing up. I'm trying to put myself into that reality, that I am getting older and I need to start thinking of my life more seriously. It's so often said, but like, if you don't change anything that you're doing now and you keep on doing that for the next 10 years, are you satisfied with the life you're living? And that question always hits me hard because I'm like, no, of course not. The thing that comes right off my head is like, first of all, I don't want to go to school for the next 10 years. But apart from that, there's also so many other things, like the kind of lifestyle that I have. Is it something that I want to keep on doing for the next 10 years? I'm not saying like, oh, go subscribe to the next gym.
What do you do for a living, please? I gym. Gym is not a work. I said, what do you do for a living?
I think it's like a mindset to have, so that we can start putting our legs, like our steps forward, like towards who we want to become. And I think it's like that kind of life or that kind of mindset is worth living. It's not going to be easy, of course, but you have something to look forward to. You have something to look forward to that that in the next 10 years, you're going to be like at least some steps closer. Or even, who knows, even the person that you wanted to become 10 years earlier, and you wouldn't recognize it until like maybe for example look at a video that you made or something, or a letter you wrote to yourself or something, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I've come so far. The things also that I'm very grateful for, especially being born in this generation, have a lot of truth at our fingertips, literally. And the most important information that maybe made your year last year, you wouldn't have gotten it if you didn't have social media. I'm trying to cut down on social media, like really drastically. But at the same time, I'm being very intentional with what I watch and who I follow, because for example, like let's say I follow like some kind of influencer that is focused on becoming better every day and adopting positive mindsets, and when I log into social media or log into YouTube or something, the first thing I see is that, and that makes that, of course, has an impact on maybe my next move. It's going to make an impact on the mindset I carry into what I'm going to do next, because I'm seeing an influence, or I'm getting an influence from someone that is also like, with the same values, with the same goals, or not just like some kind of entertainment. It's fun to laugh and all, but I think it's really also important to come back and refocus, because we get distracted like so easily. I'm trying to learn how to focus more on who I want to be. So
I was about to do like some ASMR stuff, I'm gonna actually keep this here. As a Christian girly, like I was really asking the Lord like what it meant to be a feminine woman too. I think not even just that, like how to be, who is a woman in the Lord, or who is a lady in the Lord, what is his will concerning that. I went to the book of Esther. I feel like I haven't really fully read the book of Esther before for some reason. One of the things that stood out to me while reading the book of Esther is that she was humble. When I used to hear of Esther before, the first thing that came to my mind was, or the first thing that I always heard was that she was like the fairest. I always heard like she was the fairest of them all or something. Something like that. But like she was really beautiful.
I can't believe I did this!
That's what they were saying, right? But I never really heard of so many qualities except like oh, she helped to save the Jews from destruction, from Haman, and all those kind of things. I didn't really hear anything more. When I read the book of Esther this time, it really, really stood out to me that she was humble. And also, the second thing that stood out to me was that, like, or maybe if you haven't read the story, she had an uncle. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But Mordecai was the person that kind of raised her up to be the woman that she was. And I just thought about it and I was like, this man, Mordecai, he was a man of integrity. Like, he was standing outside of the king's court and, like he prevented the king from being hurt or something like that. But you could just see a lot of integrity from him, like his actions, the things that he allowed, things that he did not allow, the things that he stood for, and he really stood for it even when, like, things weren't like all right. Like, he fasted because of like the moral that he stood for, and he always went in front of the king's court. Like, if you haven't read the book of Esther and you're a lady and you're really looking like, really asking the same question that I'm asking, I really recommend to read it. But it really stood out to me that she had this foundation and she had this to look up to. She had a man of integrity that raised her up. I'll just say, like, she looked up to him as a father, right? And that really grilled in the mindset of integrity in her. Like, it really grilled in that value system, and I think it really powered her actions. It really powered her life. I was just thinking back, to like today. Not everyone grew up like with the best circumstances, but we have Jesus. We have Jesus who died to bring us everlasting life. We have Jesus who died, and we can look up to him. We can look at the life of Jesus and just say, and just walk in step with that life. And I think one of the most beautiful things also about Jesus, about him, about living life as a Christian, is that Jesus is real. He is a person. He is not just like story that we were gonna do like some religious day by day stuff. He is real, and he wants to walk with us every single day. He wants to hold our hands every single day and lead us into righteousness, lead us into the everlasting life that he promised. We have his integrity to look up to, but we have the Bible that writes his life, and we can look into that and see, and walk in that integrity. And we have him with us, literally. We have Jesus with us, and for me, it's just so inspiring, and he will build that value system in us. He will build that life of integrity in us. This even builds into another thing that I learned specifically from the Bible this month, and that is just a verse. It's Psalm 18 verse 35, and it says, just a part of it says, his gentleness has made me great. I just think about that. Like, I just go on my day and I just remember that verse, and I just feel so blessed, because in this world that we're in, we really, really underestimate gentleness. We really, really underestimate, at least I do sometimes, like a gentle spirit. I feel like I feel more, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when there's like an aggressiveness, there's like this, like there's this push. There's this push more than someone that is gentle. And sometimes we can take that for granted, But this part of the Bible that says his gentleness has made me great. So there is this thing, or there's this impact that gentleness has in a person. There's this impact that the Lord's gentleness has. Today I read a Bible verse, Jeremiah 17 verse 5 and 7. I'm not gonna read it, but I think verse 5 talks about Cursed is the man who puts his trust in man. And verse 7 talks about, blessed is the man who puts his trust in the Lord. And after that verse, it talks about like how he is planted in rivers of water and his roots are spreading out, and just so many blessings that comes with being rooted in the Lord. And for me, the verse 5 really sticks out to me, because there's also another verse in Proverbs, maybe I'm gonna put it on the screen, that talks about how the fear of man is a snare. And in this world, I just see like there's a lot of or there's this longing to please. There's this longing to please people, and we sometimes, I feel like there's this tendency to trust more in the person that you see than you trust in the Lord. And I think that's very dangerous based on what the word is saying, because man, he's here today and he could be somewhere else. I think that's also something that I'm learning personally, because I grew up a little bit very independent as the first child, and there's this tendency, I want to do things for myself. There's this drive, to not be really dependent on people, but the Lord calls us to be dependent on Him. So these are the lessons that I personally learned this month. If you liked the video, please let me know in the comments. If you want different or any type of video like this, also let me know, and I'm open to like ideas and suggestions for what you want to see more. But thank you so much for watching today, and God bless you and have a great week. See you soon. Bye.